Guys, I'm excited for you to see this one. The most anticipated driver release of the year, TaylorMade's Qi10 has now released. In this video, I get fit from TaylorMade staff member Lee. We go through all of the new tech, all of the new details, all of the new intricacies of TaylorMade's new flagship driver. I get fit into a head, and I must say, for someone who's been hypercritical of TaylorMade, you want to watch this video because it is an absolute belter. Let's get right into it. Down at UK Golf Academy, the new Qi10. What is it all about? Right, so we're starting off with Qi10 Max with the current shaft that I've got in my driver.
Yeah, so we know that that shaft works for you. You hit it really well in your driver. So I think it's a good place to start. A lot of the time, someone likes a shaft. It keeps something very similar in their bag. It feels similar, but we can get into head. We can dial in something different in a head, see if we can find a little benefit in there. We're going to start off at standard loft sleeve setting. So it's 10.5 at standard. We'll have a little dial in from there, look at how the flight goes. Okay, awesome. I mean, like straight away from the red face to the blue face, it looks more like, it actually looks more traditional again. Like you can see there's like a navy tinge to it, but some people like the carbon face. I'm not against the carbon face, but I think just at address, the way that that face sits in, the colour of that face now, it just looks a lot more The other big thing as well, where we've lost that titanium collar around the front of the face. So it just looks very classic. It's just a sole, like one piece of carbon on the top there. So it's our carbon infinity crown. The only piece of titanium is, as you can see in the corner here.
Right, let's get some base numbers. Let's pack it up now, Lee, actually. It feels a lot less dull and sounds a lot less dull than the stealth face. Is there anything in that? Is it slightly changed?
So the face from our first carbon face in Stealth 1, 60 layers carbon twist face. So we then changed that for Stealth 2, where the face thickness changed a little bit. Just across the face, just to help with our centre hits. We've actually kept that exact same face. We've just coloured it blue into Qi10. However, the ledge that the face now sits on, it's almost like it's got a bit of give to it. So what that means is it's better for off-centre ball speeds, and much better for durability.
Because again, that was a problem with the stealths. I knew personally quite a few people, again, with higher ball speeds, people that were hitting the ball hard, where the face would pop out. But you could almost, I've always thought you could almost see in the stealth that the face and the head were two separate parts that went in. Now this literally sits one flush, like properly flush, which obviously is good as well. So that was like lovely. Slightly different flight, maybe a little bit lower.
Little bit lower.
Oh, I hit that one. I hit that one good.
That's class.
For people who's played the stealth and the Stealth 2, that feels, to me personally, chalk and cheese better. The sound off of the face, the feel off of the face, and for me, like, again, looks is completely subjective, but for me, I'm always someone who edges more towards the traditional looking golf clubs. I've always been a big fan of like the plain, tightless stuff. Did like when TaylorMade done like the M2 with the carbon crowns and stuff like that, but sitting at address with the red face gone, just a black crown, and it's got like the carbon weave that you can just about see in it, sort of peeking through with that. And I actually really like that navy face as a package sitting behind the golf ball. And I'm not just saying that because you're here. That is almost perfect looking down on that for me.
One of the reasons we had that titanium collar in there though was to help with alignment. We made the club face sit really square. So what we've done, which is different compared to older, or the last two models with a carbon face, is we've now got this sight line across the top. So you can see this silvery colour
like
line across the top. So that is there to help aid with alignment, just like or help aid sit the club face as square as possible, which is what the titanium collar was doing. However, it now means that we can have a very clean looking crown, but just with that silver line across the top.
And did we have, in the Stealth 2, and did we have a head this size and this shape?
We had, so all three heads are 460cc. However, this shape is very new to us.
100%.
It's a much more oversized looking.
Perfect for me. So good.
Run it up.
That's a bad one, but it's not terrible.
No.
let's go into a little bit of the tech. What's in this then? What's kind of changed? What's new? What's the storyline?
So in there, basically, this is our max head. This is kind of going to be our key model for next year. This is the 10,000 MOI driver.
Yeah.
What we
dive into that for me quickly, Lee, with 10,000, because I didn't. When you said that first of all, I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
But how is the MOI that's a measurement? Yeah,
so it's a measurement. So if I grab this from you, because it's easier to explain as I've got this here. So you have two axes that the head can move on, which is heel to toe,
yep,
and then top to bottom. And what happens is if you hit an off-center strike, the head is likely to move. But what MOI is, so it stands for moment of inertia.
Yeah.
The easiest way to describe it is its stability. So for example, if you was to hit it, we've got really good videos in our marketing stuff that we're going to see in the new year. But if you was to hit it out the toe, what happens a lot of the time in a traditional driver is the face will open up,
yeah,
add loft and open massively. Obviously that's very exaggerated what I'm doing there. The higher the MOI on the driver, the less that's likely to happen.
Okay.
And the more it's going to resist to twisting open and deflecting that face.
So with this being 10,000,
yeah,
what was the most forgiving Stealth 2 sitting at?
So the most forgiving Stealth 2 was always around the 8,500 mark.
Okay. And he's just last one on that, because he's 1,500 more MOI a lot.
It is a lot. It's about 10 to 15 years of
work.
MOI gain. If you look across models,
yeah,
from year to year, we've got charts that we've dived into a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's about 10 to 15 years worth of MOI gain.
Okay.
For us, if you look back historically,
yeah,
it's the biggest jump we've ever had in
okay,
MOI. If you're trading off a little bit of speed, I mean, your average ball speed was 170.8 average ball speed across those shots you've just hit, and that's with something that's super forgiving.
Yeah.
170, pretty much 171 ball speed. That's very fast, and that is up there. I mean, that's not far off what tour average is. Tour average is in the 170s. So that's in a driver that is mega stable. If you can play that ball speed in something like that, yeah, you're going to have short clubs into greens. So
for people so the other heads on offer, rather than just so this is the Qi10 Max.
Yeah. So
we have the standard
Qi10.
We've got the
standard Qi10. Which is very traditional in head shape,
but
no movable weight. That's around that 8,500.
So similar to Stealth 2.
MOI. So it's very similar. It's actually a little bit more forgiving than Stealth 2.
Okay.
And then you've got the Qi10 LS.
Right.
So the LS is your very traditional looking driver.
Yeah.
It's got this movable weight at the front there, so we've got adjustability in here.
Is that to get the spin down as well?
Also with that weight at the front, we've actually gone up in weight to an 18 gram weight at the front, so it's even more low spin than where we were last year.
Okay.
But at the same MOI as where that was, so that's always around that kind of low 8,000 in MOI.
And then obviously looks behind the ball on these, you've got like a progressively getting smaller.
Very progressive. From all three are 460.
Yeah.
However, they just look small, medium, and very big.
Cool. Do we want a few more with this? Or do we want to change this? Or
what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little play around with the loft sleeve setting on it.
Okay.
Because for me, there still is that. I just want to go away from that left miss.
I would love that.
So what I want to do is just go down one click to start with in the loft sleeve setting. So I think if we go down one click,
that opens the face a touch.
So it will take off 0.75 of a degree of loft. So it brings it down to 9.75, which isn't too dramatic. However, we'll open the face by double that. So it opens it by 1.5. Okay. Which for you is going to be massive. Is going to be really helpful.
Right, let's give it a few more. I'm going to dive into a little bit more what I'm feeling, so all you guys at home know. Hopefully I can rip this one.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
So we can see there you've still got your normal draw flight.
Yeah.
But by opening that face up,
it's just softer.
It's just started that little bit of right. Obviously that's moving a bit. We've got a big right to left wind today. It's not your friendliest wind.
No.
But that flight we can see there where that's finished. I mean that's finished right on the line.
I honestly, everyone, and I've been the first to bash the Stealths. Like I really do like this driver. Really like it, and it's actually. I've been a fan of TaylorMade as a company, but of their clubs for years, and it's actually been quite sad not going anywhere near, me personally, not going anywhere near their woods for the last couple of years. But this is so different to the Stealths. I know it still shares the carbon face and all that sort of stuff, but just at address, looks, feel, for me, performance, it is chalk and cheese. It's night and day different. Yeah. It's so different. Bloody nice that
that is, Lee. It's just a good flight.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
really, really good. Again, we look at that, the spin's sub 3,000 again, which is great for you. Like I said, I don't mind you being a little bit more on that high side. That was 2.7, but
yeah.
I don't mind that because it's safe.
Yeah.
And it's still going out there north of 300 yards at 175 ball speed. It's fast.
It is fast, yeah. I will preface saying I haven't, like, that's not me seeing, in compared to like when I've hit other drivers in the past, I'm not seeing huge jumps in. That's not what I'm taking away from this. I'm not seeing, it's definitely like well on par with like the long clubs that I hit. Yeah. Definitely. I'm not seeing like a 10-mile-an-hour ball speed gain or like a crazy yardage gain. What I'm seeing from this is the forgiveness is night and day. Like, I can't say that enough in this review. The forgiveness of this compared to Stealth and Stealth 2, from my personal testing, is night and day. But it's retaining being one of the longer drivers that I've hit. Yeah, it is good. I'm telling you, it's fucking good.
The key thing for me as well is when we look at where your dispersion is, I'm taking out that first swing because it was just a bad swing, went way left.
Yeah.
Your 4 shots that you've hit since then, we look at that dispersion. You haven't even missed a fairway with it.
No.
And everyone's been north of 300 yards.
Yeah. Talk dirty to me, Lee, honestly. Honestly, I'm so happy to see that as the bad one. I've got no beef with that at all. These are blood. Well, I haven't actually dived into. There's no need for me to go into the standard and the LS. There'll be a lot of golfers out there who require that. Someone who's trying to bring down spin, maybe someone who's a lot more confident or prefers a smaller shaped head. There's 3 head options there for you. There's not much point in our fitting of us jumping into them heads, would you say?
No, we could, if we jumped into it, you could argue, yeah, we'll get a little bit more speed. But for you, the comfort of that size head suits you best. And the fact that you're not missing fairways with it, there's just no need to. You're hitting it north of 300 yards and down the middle. I mean, we don't need to push boundaries just at that risk of hitting that one that goes quick left. We don't need that.
These are releasing end of Jan, start of Feb?
Yeah, 2nd of Feb is launch date.
I don't say it often. You see a lot in the golf industry that when new drivers come out, not a lot changes. In my personal opinion, there's not a lot of tech changes, not a lot of performance change and stuff. If you're currently gaming the Stealth or Stealth 2, then I 100% would suggest that you come in and get fit for one of these, or at least try, come to a fitting day. You've got fitting days all across the UK. Come down and at least try these new Qi10 heads, because I think they're bloody impressive. Thank you very much, Lee. Appreciate that. Like I said, we've got fairway woods coming as well, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The Qi10 fairway wood that I've seen, the standard one, is arguably one of the best looking freewoods I've ever seen. So excited to test that. Subscribe to the channel, do all the good stuff, and we'll see you guys in the next one. That is the Qi10. Good driver.